Hello, fellas. We are the movie hoppers and we saw John Wick. This is me, and who are you?
I don't know. Say something.
Say something. I asked who you were.
It's me.
Very
Uh,
insightful. So, did I already say we saw John Wick?
yeah.
Oh, nice. Got that the hard part out of the way. So, what did you think of John? Well, I guess we should kind of start by telling the viewers a very rich history with the John Wick franchise. Would you like to go first?
About the franchise?
Yeah, the rich history you have with the franchise. Just go ahead. I know you've seen every single movie. Just go ahead and explain all of them to us.
All right. So what I've seen of what I've watched from the first movie is that good old Johnny, uh, in his wife collapses and she dies. So he gets all sad about that. And before she died, she bought him a dog. So like shipping the animal took longer, or it arrived after she died. So he was like, "Oh, my wife's dead, but I got her dog. I got the dog that she sent me. So I'm gonna remember her by this dog."
Did this dog
So
like
he's
wait? Did this
like,
dog like come in the mail? What do you mean it
"Yeah,
like in a
kind of."
box?
Well, it's like a animal delivery service
Oh, I thought it was like UPS or
type.
something. Okay, keep going.
It's not. It's not UPS.
That's why I was confused.
That wouldn't be good.
Oh,
So,
very
oh,
nice.
John Wick in his life with his dog, with his new dog, and he's feeding it cereal because he doesn't have dog food. And I know you're wondering, does John Wick the cereal before the milk? He does indeed. So
How?
he's correct in that manner. So we don't have to hate him at all. He's non-controversial. So yes. So he's feeding his dog cereal when he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna go out in the town in my car, my nice car, nice looking car. But then I have to get gas. I have to get gas for my car." So he's got the puppy in the car, and he's at the gas station, and he's filling up his gas tank, and these Russian guys come up. They're filling up their car. Yo,
Is it?
John Wick. They don't know who John Wick is, so they're just like, "Yo, you got a nice car. How much?" And he's like, John Wick's like, "Nah, it's not for sale, dude." And he's like, "Well, hey." So later on, the Russian guys, come to his house and break in, and freaking out because there's strangers in the house, and it's like, "Yo, I gotta protect my bro, owner John Wick, protect him."
Oh,
So beagle puppies barking all over the place. It's like going crazy. And then the guys are like, "Yo, shut the dog up." So they
oh,
while they're beating up John Wick.
okay.
So he's all
Wait,
he's all messed up. So and then
wait 1 second. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think you saw any of the movies, so I was hoping to make some kind of funny jokes about how we haven't seen any of the movies before. But now,
well,
uh,
I've only seen the first half of the first one.
when did you see the first one?
Yeah, I've seen half of the first one.
When did you see it? Like,
What?
like when? When did you see it?
A couple days ago, like I think Saturday, like it was on TV.
Oh,
It was
okay.
on TV, and I'm like, "Yo, yeah, I,
Well,
I saw the third movie of that."
well,
So
remember, this is still a review of the third movie, so um,
right, right, right.
So,
is build up. It's build up. It's build up. So it's okay.
okay, wait. I don't know how much this relates to the third movie because he talked about his dog like once, and I know the
Well,
dog's like.
this is like okay, Joe. This is like 10 minutes into the first movie.
This is yeah, and it took you about 5 minutes to get to that point.
Okay, I'm not done yet.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just
All right.
become out of
So
control.
I'm gonna continue to tell my story.
No,
okay?
this is not
I'm gonna
your story. You
continue
did not
talking.
write John Wick. You did not write. This is not your story. Excuse you.
It's not mine. I'm okay. I misspoke. It's not my story. It is the creator of John Wick's story, with the lead character played by just Joe. Joe, I'm very sick. Give me a break.
I can tell.
All right. So, all right, where was I?
John
Okay,
Wick 3
so-
starts 2 hours. Well, from what I've heard, John Wick 3 starts about an hour after John Wick 2, and neither of us have seen John Wick 2.
I have not seen John Wick 2.
And thank God for that. So
I have no knowledge. I have absolutely no knowledge of John Wick 2.
no, but apparently.
But anyway, in John Wick number 1,
John Wick number 1 is inconsequential to what is happening on this podcast.
Let me finish what I've seen. At least let me finish saying what I've seen.
Just go supersonic speed.
Okay.
We've lost all of our viewers already.
All right. So, okay. So, where was I? I was like
the
they
end.
broke in and they killed his dog. So he's like John Wick is laying there on the ground, hurt, and he's like cradling his dead dog because he's all sad, and the guys stole his car. So, the Russian guys were like, one of them is a son of a big Russian mobster type guy, which John Wick used to work for. And mobster is like gets a call from his son or something. No, he gets a call and he's like, "Yo, your son did something stupid," and he's like, "What?" So, son, like he calls his son, and the son shows up, and the mobster's like, "Yo, what'd you do? You did something stupid, bro." I was like, "What?" Like, I stole car from nobody. And he's like, "Bro, that nobody was John Wick." And he's like, "Who?" So
John Wick.
After John Wick it's back to John Wick at his house. So John Wick is buried his dog, and he is uprooting his and weapons and such and coins from his basement because he buried that part of his life when he married his wife. But now that his wife is gone and people mess with him, he's introducing that part of his life to the present, and is pissed. He is going to go after the son for killing his dog and stealing his car. And all of this in chronological order, all this happened in a week, pretty much, for John Wick. So earlier in the week, his wife died. A couple days later, people break in, kill his dog, steal his car, and beat him up. And so then he goes on a killing spree. And that is all I have watched of the first movie.
Okay. So, anyway, back to John Wick 3, the movie. Starts out 1 hour after John Wick 2, and apparently he's like a bad guy. He's a bad fella. He's the high table. He pissed off like the gods or some shit. Like the high table control everyone and everything.
Yeah.
And John Wick pisses him off, and he's what was it? Defectivo? What was it called?
What was that? It was like
indefective shit.
What was it called?
What? No, wait. Okay, we have to know this. They said it every 2 lines in the fucking movie. We have to know this.
All right, I gotta. Hold on, I'll look it up. I'm looking up.
Oh no.
I'm looking it up.
Okay, so anyway, he
Um,
becomes this, and everybody like in the world wants to kill him, but he's John Wick, so you know,
right.
and everybody, like kind of everybody who's ever helped him is also kind of up Shit's Creek. So and everybody who helps him throughout this movie is up Shit's Creek. So John Wick is pretty much a burden to everybody. So you know, it probably would not hurt many people if he were to just die. But that's besides the point. They didn't go into that in the movie. It's probably the fourth one. John Wick versus his depression, you know. So yeah. I don't want to go into spoilers yet. We're gonna have like a designated spoiler section, but yeah, that's it. Did you find out what he
All right.
was? Oh, I love that keyboard, the little action you got going on there.
Shut up.
That was so delayed. Why are you looking that up? What did you think of the movie? What did you think it was good? Was it a good movie?
I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought
Like, and then like from not seeing the other two movies, like I
yeah.
got a good idea of the story, and it was well, um, um, it was well put together, and like all that. It flowed nicely, and like yeah, it was. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I understood what was happening, even without my extensive knowledge of the first film. Um, but yeah, I understood, you know, kind of what was happening. I could piece it together, so you don't really have to see the other ones to watch this movie. Uh, you know, it was good. And how have you not found it yet?
Excommunicado.
Wait, what?
That's what excommunicado.
Excommunicado, yeah. John Wick is excommunicado. Everybody hates him. But
Yeah.
anyway, what did you think of the, some people are calling the combat in this movie the best hand-to-hand combat ever in film. Do you agree?
What is that would feature like of combat like that we know of?
Like, the hand-to-hand combat stuff. Like, they said it was the best one ever
Like,
in a movie.
I don't think I've ever seen this type of level of like uh interwoven like fight scenes into a plot like, at this much fighting in a movie. Like I don't think I've seen that before.
Maybe that's where they're coming from. Maybe this is the first time, besides the first two, that something like this happened. So they're like, oh, this must be good. It's doing well. I mean,
It wouldn't be like first. It wouldn't be like the best thing. It's just the only one.
Yeah.
So it's by default the best thing.
Yes. There we have it, folks. It is approved by the movie hoppers that this is the best hand-to-hand combat ever seen in a film. Let's see what other bold claims we can make in this podcast. What else? The movie... Did you think it was funny? Because people are laughing a lot, especially when John Wick just killed people in fun ways, I guess. The best way you can kill people. Did you think... I don't know. I guess it was kind of
Well,
funny. I chuckled.
there were comedic elements in it. Yeah.
Did you think it was funny
And,
when
like-
he was shoving books down people's throats and like up their asses or pretty much any hole he can find? Did you think? I mean, because people really like that. We had a very reactive crowd, like to the left of
Yeah.
to the right of us, and they were like, "Oh, John Wick, John Wick, he just killed him with a library book. Jesus Christ!" And I was like,
Wow.
wow.
Yeah.
It's like, and we saw it in Dolby, so you have to really be enthusiastic to get your voice over that
Right.
shit. So,
Right. And like, yeah,
people were very...
like your bones are shaking from all the
Yeah.
sound and like the
Yeah.
gunshots because it's so loud. But it was good because you know you gotta get that. Gotta immerse yourself into the story
but
somehow.
my question is, did you take pleasure in the pain of the characters? Did you chuckle whenever a character like you know died or whatever. I don't
So
know.
if I found it humorous, found it shocking,
Shocking.
in a bad way,
Like,
like it was I guess you could say satisfying.
satisfying. Yeah. Because the people behind us, they would definitely, it was practically a comedy to them. Every
Definitely,
time John Wick killed a guy,
definitely.
yeah, they were rolling on the
Yeah.
floor. But you did not have that reaction.
One lady like beside us, like kind of down a little bit. Like
Yeah.
she was like, "Yeah, John Wick! Yes, John Wick!"
Yes, John!
Like, all right. You remember that lady? I remember that lady.
I was
She was
sitting
having a
next
good
to a
time.
lady, but she was dead the whole time. I don't know who you're talking about.
Not right next to us. Not right next to us.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like kind of down
Yeah.
rows and like off to the side.
Okay, yeah. I think I know who you're talking about now. But yeah, I mean, I thought some of the parts were funny. Sometimes when he would, slice a man up, or sometimes when he would throw a sword at somebody, it was done in a way where I got a
Right.
little chuckle, a little kick out of somebody getting their head kicked the fuck off. Did you experience
And
that?
how like how they like all of the characters paused to reload their guns. Like
Yeah.
that was like yeah. It was
Well,
like,
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking
yeah.
about like the fatalities that are just so over the top. Like when John Wick was just walking by, this guy was like barely alive, and he just killed him. I don't know. That's kind of funny. Or am I just a psychopath? I
Right.
feel like I'm not giving off a good impression here.
Right.
But shit. What was it? Oh yeah. Also, did you notice? This isn't really a spoiler, but at the end, he was thrown through glass like a lot. Like the
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of glass because of the glass room.
like every 5 seconds they were playing the same glass shattering sound effect just over and over again. And John Wick would just get up, new plane of glass.
What's the do have different shatterings of glass?
I
No,
don't
they're
know.
going to use the same ones because they've already spent their whole budget on
The glass.
stunt doubles.
No, on the glass. The glass
and
took up most of the budget. I don't know what you're talking about. There's all the glass. But my man.
Yeah, all the building, all the architecture, like that took up most of the budget. But sound was like the
Yeah.
last thing.
But no, my
They
man's
had, like,
John.
like $2.
No,
$2 for sound, and we're like, you know what? We're gonna use the same sounds over and over again because no one's really gonna notice. Everyone's gonna
I
be
noticed.
wrapped up in the act of Keanu Reeves shooting everyone.
No, but there was a good 10-minute chunk of time where John Wick would just get up and be thrown into a new plane of glass, and it just kept happening over and over and over again. And he just like, Jesus Christ, just let him get
Right.
up or something. He should be dead. Just throw him out a window. I don't care. Just do something. He just kept doing it.
That was funny. Throw back to the funny. Yeah, that was funny. That was a funny thing.
It's funny. I didn't hear anybody laughing. I thought that was like a serious moment. Just glass after glass.
Look at that middle-aged old man getting thrown in the glass over and over again.
I feel like
And he's just like,
the fight choreographers must have had a boner when they designed that room. Like, oh man, look at all this glass. I can't wait to throw John Wick through it. Like, I don't know what the obsession was. That stuck out to me. Like a lot.
and like, you know when you break glass, how it's like really sharp on the edges, and like if you even just like hover your hand over it, you're gonna get like a million cuts.
Okay, you're not gonna throw that bullshit into the John Wick movie, are you? You should have been cut by
But
the
listen,
glass.
listen.
I'm listening.
I'm
listening.
He was rolling in those glass shards, and he came up clean.
Yeah, I mean,
There were no cuts on him at all. He just had cuts from the previous encounters with like knives that he had that earlier that day, but like nothing from the glass that he was consistently thrown into for the end of the movie.
wait,
I don't know. That kind of just took me out of it a little bit.
No, wait a second. We all remember the scene where Halle Berry shoots John Wick in his suit, and the suit is completely bulletproof. So I'm willing to bet that suit is glass proof.
His skin is is not blast proof,
Okay.
though.
Well, John Wick can take a couple hits. Okay, he can take a couple cuts. He has thick skin. Okay, he has thick. He is a 4chan user. He
Okay,
has
so
thick.
we have proved that John Wick, his entire body covered in one
Bulletproof.
giant callus.
Yeah,
One giant skin callus that protects him from any type of cut besides knives.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, that was a stab. That was a puncture wound. That's different than a cut. Like, there's like certain type of gloves that aren't puncture proof, but are cut proof. So yeah, your myth is you're busted. Get out of here, game theory. It makes sense. Wait, why am I defending the scene now? 5 seconds ago I was complaining about it. Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, anyway, so what did you think? Did you think this was a good adaptation of Fortnite, though? Did you think this was a good Fortnite movie?
I couldn't say because I am not a that partakes in the playing of Fortnite, so I wouldn't know. So
Okay.
Joe, what do you say?
I played Fortnite maybe a grand total of 5 times, and it was a pretty shit version of that. There wasn't a lot of elements from Fortnite. It wasn't even called Fortnite. It wasn't even advertised as Fortnite. It just took one of the characters. I think this is a Fortnite spin-off movie. It's pretty shitty. As a Fortnite movie, I mean, John Wick probably killed well over 100 people too. He did not get that epic victory royale, so it's pretty shitty. I hope everybody involved in the production dies a horrible death, because this is really not a good Fortnite movie at all. I hated it. This movie gets a 0 out of 10 for me. I walked out of the theater in disgust. I hate it. So that's what I think of this movie. Very, very, very good reaction. So, do you want to... Is there anything you want to ask or say before we get into spoiler talk? Because, I think I'm tapped out for right now. So what do you want to say before we get into spoilers?
I mean, I don't know. I think I'm good.
Okay. So, spoilers.
Oh, wait.
Okay. Not spoilers. Okay, speak your piece.
So, took notice of was the guy that is the Japanese guy with the shaved head.
Yeah.
That he used to be in Iron Chef America. He was the kind of the host of that cooking show, and halfway through his performance during the movie, I realized that that's where I knew him from, and I kind of got really excited. But I couldn't tell you because I didn't know if you knew what Iron Chef America was. So I kind of just stood there, and so that's all I want to say. So
very, very interesting.
Yeah.
But
and I'm like, oh wow, look at that! Wow, look at that guy. He's still going around, but now he has a shaved head.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
Wait, he doesn't usually have a shaved head?
No, he had hair.
I can't imagine him with hair.
Iron Chef America.
I can't imagine him with hair.
And he was it was chop.
It's bullshit. They chopped his hair. He looks better, probably. I don't know what he looks like with hair. Okay, so spoilers. John Wick fell from a very high height in this movie. And he should, by all accounts, be dead.
Very high height after being shot a bunch of times.
He was thrown off a hotel roof, and he survived.
Hit a bunch of banisters.
And
fell right onto the concrete, or not concrete, top. Whatever. Same thing.
The thing that bothered me is that throughout the movie, John Wick always had ways to get out of his little kerfuffles. He went to the doctor for his stab wound. He would do that kind of shit. But he just survived that fall with no explanation at all. And I was like, come on, you're doing so good, film. Screw you.
The man with his shopping cart picked him up pick John Wick up with his broken spine because you know his spine's broken because you don't land your back on a banister from that height and not break something, okay? So he picked him up probably very gently. We were hoping, and laid him in his shopping cart, brought him to Lawrence Fishburne's character, and threw him out of the shopping cart, which probably damaged him further from those bullet wounds and the fall from the hotel roof to the banisters from the adjacent buildings and onto the road, which, probably shoved his organs into his shattered ribs, with puncturing his inner organs, probably making him having internal bleeding and such, which is probably not great, but maybe just a little trip to that little doctor, they'll fix everything up. But you don't know because he didn't go to the little doctor, and the little doctor wasn't there because he was with Lawrence Fishburne's character.
Well,
Didn't make sense. That makes sense.
Well, here we go. I think that we did not see John Wick stand after this tumble he took. He was just laying on the ground. So I think we can get our first paraplegic action hero, folks. I think this is the next John Wick. John Wick 4 minus 2 legs equals 2 limbs that he has to work with is the next movie where he takes on the biggest threat yet, the high table, and John Wick does it all from the seat of his ass in a wheelchair.
Full quadriplegic.
What?
He's a full quadriplegic.
There we go. Yeah, he doesn't have
Can't use any limbs.
He just
is paralyzed from the neck down.
The filmmakers were inspired by the science guy that died, Stephen Hawking's.
The struggles.
Yeah, and he's like, you know what? I think we need to give these people a role model, and like John Wick, we'll just drop him from a fucking building. And fun fact about that movie, fun fact about John Wick is that they didn't that wasn't CG. They actually dropped Keanu Reeves from a very high height. So now he's quadriplegic too. So now the next movie
because Keanu Reeves does 90% of his stunts.
Yeah, and that was like the percentage he did. He just jumped from the fucking building willingly. And
he did most of his stunts for those John Wick movies.
Yeah.
For very little did a stunt double in Keanu Reeves' shoes.
Exactly. So instead of having a stunt double jump off the building, he just did it himself, like the man he is, just to protest for those rights, handy-capable rights, and he did it. And now the next movie, he's gonna be in a wheelchair the whole time. So yeah, I think we just figured this out. We figured out the next. Also, he's missing a finger. I don't know. I feel like that distracted me because I was like, you don't really have as much grip.
No.
You don't like.
No. So he's probably gonna have like an appendage that could be what's it called? A prosthetic.
Yeah.
Prosthetic finger. The next movie.
And I'm calling it the prosthetic's gonna be so real that you can barely notice the difference, and it moves too, so they don't have to, CG his finger out of every scene. Bullshit.
Right.
They do that all the time. It's bullshit every time. But also I think that in the next movie he's gonna be quadriplegic or whatever, and in the one after that he's not gonna have any arms or legs, so he's just gonna have to roll around and fight the high table.
It's just gonna be his subconscious.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like Zemo and Arnim Zemo and Captain America Civil War.
No, he's gonna be like a vegetable the whole time.
Loaded up into the internet.
No, yeah, he's gonna be a vegetable the whole time, and he has to. John Wick's spirit has to fight for his body. He has to protect his body from the people trying to pull the plug or whatever. So he needs to kill people by haunting them, and I'm not gonna lie, I think I should just write this movie. I think I have this all figured out already. I think this.
Yeah. And you like that Matrix callback? That one quote. He's like, he's talking to Ian McShane's character.
Yeah.
When Ian McShane asks John Wick is like, "Yo, what do you need, bro?" And he's like, "Guns." Lots of guns.
That's not a Matrix throwback.
Wow.
There's
Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Callback to the Matrix.
there has been guns in other movies before. I hope you know that.
No, but that line was from the Matrix. Like he said that line in the Matrix.
Keanu Reeves was in the Matrix too, right? Yeah. So that's like, I guess that makes sense.
What?
Keanu Reeves, he was in the Matrix.
What? Right.
Yeah, so I guess that makes
So what
sense.
did you say before that?
Oh,
Yeah.
I think that
He's good.
okay, but did they actually say the exact line "guns, lots of guns" in the Matrix?
Yes. Yes. He says that line in the Matrix, and he says it in John Wick.
Because
So it's a callback.
it's that line was in like all the trailers for John Wick, and I just find it weird to have a Matrix callback in the main trailers for your movie. I just feel like that doesn't really happen a lot. So
Well, it brings back the old Matrix fans to the new movie.
yeah, I don't know. I guess I mean if you say so.
Yeah.
I've only seen them like once, so like I don't know most of the lines, but yeah, I don't know how we got here. What? Also, wait. I noticed there was not. This is a R-rated 17 and up movie, but I did not notice a lot of gore. I feel like there was a lot of violence, but like the gore was kind of light for me, very light. What did you feel that too?
Well, a lot of blood splattering everywhere.
Well,
So
even
I
that,
mean, I guess you could consider that like I don't know, like a little bit of gore or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't like crazy amounts
Yeah.
of blood or gore and whatever.
I was just kind of disappointed.
Well,
I felt
him,
I felt like Tolkien had more gore with the scene with Tolkien and the bodies and laying in the fucking pool of blood. It was more gore. They had more fake blood in that scene alone, even though it was just red water. They had more fake blood in that scene alone than they did in all of this movie, and I feel like that was kind of disappointing. I was expecting a bloodbath here, and instead, people didn't really bleed. Like when John Wick got his finger cut off, he didn't bleed at all. It just stopped. It never bled.
bled a little.
Not really, and he had it exposed for the entire movie. He didn't have any bandage or anything on it, and it just like what? What? Did you notice that? Because I kept looking at his finger, and there was no bandage or anything. It just did not bleed. He had like mad blood clots. I don't know, man. I don't know how that happens. That took me out. That took me out of the movie. John Wick not bleeding. Good stuff. So, anything else that took you out of the movie, or is that just me with his finger? Uh-oh. We're not getting any response. I think he's dead. Let me leave the call and go back. Can you hear? Wait, say something.
What?
Okay, I think you were cut out for a bit. Okay.
I don't know.
But do you agree with the finger thing? It didn't bleed at all, and it just nothing. There was no bandage, and it was just there the entire time, and that took me out.
Cauterize the finger.
What?
Cauterize the finger so it doesn't bleed.
He cauterized the finger so it doesn't bleed?
Yes.
Does that...
You don't remember that?
No! What did he do? What happened?
Okay, so he cut his finger off.
Yes.
It bled a little.
Yeah, like a
So,
bit.
and then like he held it. He was holding it.
Yeah.
The king was like, "All right, your debt has been repaid or whatever, but not until you kill Ian McShane's character, Wilson, or right? That's what, right?
Yeah. That doesn't matter.
All right, so Wilson. I'm gonna say Wilson. And then the servant to the king was like off to the side, and he was heating up the little poker. So they cauterized the wound,
I remember that.
cauterized his finger,
Okay.
and was okay.
Okay, I remember that now. It so distracted me though.
All right.
It's so
Yeah.
I feel like his hand would get infected. I feel like John Wick's gonna die of infection way before he dies of a bullet. Um, but uh, I mean, I feel like for a stupid action movie, not as much was like out of the realms of possibility as you know, most action movies, I guess. Like, I guess that's cool.
Right.
I mean, um, but do you think John Wick does more harm when he's alive than he is? Like, the guy gave him a choice. Like, you can, like, live this shitty life, or I can just kill you. I think John Wick should have just died because his life's kind of shit. And everyone around him who even tries to help him ends up getting hurt. I don't blame the guy for betraying him, the hotel owner. I don't blame him for throwing him off a building. I mean, John Wick is a nuisance. A nuisance. He contributes nothing to society. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously. I mean, I guess he's gonna
He
kill the high
wants to remember
table.
his wife. That's like the one thing he has. He wants to remember his wife.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's
that's
like,
stupid. Just have
is
other
it
people
is it
remember
a
it.
noble enough cause? Noble enough cause to mess with other people's lives and end up having to kill a lot of people for it? I don't know, but
No, but even
you
like
know,
even the guys, like, you're gonna die one day anyway. Everybody dies. I mean, I don't know. I
yeah.
think, is the high table supposed to be like a bad group or what? Because I don't know if he's fighting the good guys or the bad
Who?
guys. I mean, with
Who?
the high table.
Right. Oh. I think they were introduced in this movie. Like I think like watching from like interviews with Keanu Reeves, I think what like I gathered was that they were introduced in this movie.
Well, I mean, they talked about how many crimes John Wick committed to the high table, um, in the last movie. Well, like, they talked about them. I feel like, is this really the first movie that they mentioned the high table? Because
I think so.
it seemed
Like
pretty
maybe.
established.
I don't know.
I know you don't know, but it seems pretty established.
Right.
Also,
I mean, they probably talked about it in the second movie, but
yeah. I guess
as we have not
people.
seen the second movie, no.
I guess like the almost bald lady, she probably wasn't in the last movie. I guess she's the representative of the high table. She kind of actually even gave the guy his hotel back, so I guess she's like a pretty big part of the high table. Maybe that's what they were talking about, like a first John Wick movie
Yeah,
that showed
maybe.
high table officials. But fuck, what was I gonna
But
say?
then, like, what did he do
Yeah, I
to
guess that's the
like
question.
have to set off these people?
I don't know. I mean, they seem like they're kind of these people are kind of like strict, with their rules and shit. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he just killed a bunch of people, and he probably just killed the wrong guy or something. All these movies take place within like the day, right? Within like the same like 3 4 hour period.
All this happens in a month.
No, it doesn't happen in a month. It happens in like a day. He's talking about because this one takes place an hour after the
Like the whole trilogy. Like
Yeah.
what if the whole trilogy only happens like a month or like two weeks or something?
No, I think the
That'd
whole
be
trilogy
crazy.
happens within a day. I think
No,
yeah, yeah.
no. There's day changes in the third movie.
Wait,
There's multiple days in the first movie. I mean, the third movie.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. But I know, yeah,
It doesn't happen
guess.
in one day, Joe.
I guess. So I guess this must happen like a couple weeks or something. I don't know. They happen in close proximity.
Yeah.
Like, I know this is like non-stop. Like, John Wick is just constantly, doing shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I was under the impression that this was just like a long ass day or something. I don't know. I don't. Shut
It's
up.
one hell of a day.
It was one. It's John Wick.
Man,
Okay, John Wick is one hell of a guy. Okay.
one crazy day, chapter 3.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was walking into. That's what I thought I was walking into. On a crazy, the no good, very bad day with John Wick. I I
uh,
I don't know. I guess that's why I have to see the other movies to realize that it's not happening within the same day. It's probably explained. Um, what else
yeah.
about this movie? This movie, I guess it's a good movie. I guess it's good. Yeah, you see the movie. See it in the biggest screen with the best sound system possible, like Dolby. Well, if you're a cuck, you can see it in IMAX because IMAX has like shit sound. But see it in Dolby if you can. But yeah, I mean, yeah, see it if you haven't
We're
seen
not
it.
sponsored by Dolby, though.
No,
We don't have any sponsors.
well not. But if Dolby, if you want to
Just
sponsor
put
us,
that out there.
um,
You
Dolby,
know,
if you want to sponsor us,
our first episode.
I was told today that I have dick lips, so I could suck your dick all day long, Dolby. So don't worry, just give us some money and
I Joe, just one thing. I don't think you do have those type of lips.
thank you. It means a lot. But
Just let you know.
that's
Just let
not
you
that's
know,
not helping with our sponsorship right here. I think we're turning off Dolby from our little proposition we're trying to make here. Just let the adults talk about this for a second.
all right.
So yeah, Dolby, if you want, just slip me 100, every week, and I'll plug your stupid fucking theater. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think it was a good movie. I liked it. It was enjoyable. Not the best, not the worst. It was good. You should see it. Don't wait for it on DVD. Don't be a cuck.
I definitely think you need to watch the whole franchise to get it, though. Like,
Yeah.
understand like the full.
But do you think it's worth seeing? Do you think it's worth seeing without the full franchise?
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I mean, it was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
It was good. I mean, best hand, according to the Movie Hoppers podcast, it has the best hand-to-hand combat in every movie. I did not say that, folks. My co-host said that, so not me. Don't go knocking on my door.
I said,
but yeah,
you're turning my word. I said
we
that
better
it's
end
the
this
only
podcast right where we're sitting. I
movie
think
with this type
it's a good
of
time to end.
combat in the movie in
Good time.
its theme.
Good time to
So
end.
that is what I
Good
am
time.
saying. So
Okay, so my co-host, you probably didn't hear him because I was talking over, but he practically just said it's the best hand-to-hand combat. But yeah, so good movie,
of this type of genre
good combat. The
of
action.
combat.
There's not a lot of hand-to-hand combat in the average action movie, so I guess that makes sense. So yeah, good movie. What do you want to say? What are your last words before I have to leave?
It was a solid movie, but I definitely believe that you should watch the other couple movies
Yeah.
before it, so you understand the full lore of, like all the consequences, everything that was going on, so you can like have the prior knowledge that you need to fully understand everything.
Yeah. So
If
yeah.
you're just seeing chapter 3 by itself, it's a good movie, regardless of any prior knowledge to the John Wick franchise. So yeah. I'd recommend. It was a good movie. I liked it.
Yeah. So just make sure you get the Wick dick slipped, beforehand. See the other two movies.
Yeah.
At least the second movie. I feel like the second movie has like a lot to do. See like the last 10 minutes of the second movie maybe. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Do you have to say anything before I do an end plug here?
What would we rate it out of 10? Or 5? How do we want to rate it?
7 out of
5
10.
or 10? 5
7,
or 10 scale.
7.5 out of 10.
10 scale.
5, 10 scale? What?
Like, are we gonna like 1 through 10 or like 1 through 5?
10. 1 through 10, 7.5 out
right.
of 10.
What would you rate John Wick Chapter 3 out of 10?
7.5 out of 10.
All right.
What would you rate it?
I'll go for an 8. I'll solid 8.
Go for an 8.
Remember.
Go for an 8? Okay. You can go for an 8. So yeah, 7.5 and 8, you know, hearty recommendations there. But join us next time as we
Yeah.
talk about Booksmart.
And it's a good movie when you're like really feeling sick and like you're getting a cold
Yeah.
and like you're not feeling too great. It'll keep you awake and it'll keep you alive, and just the vibrations from the speakers blasting through your lungs, it'll keep them clear. So good. It's a good cold remedy.
Okay, so the Doctor movie hoppers prescribe John Wick. But let's see next time with Booksmart. We review Booksmart and we see how good it is. And yeah, so that's next time. Our next one's gonna be Booksmart. We're not gonna review Tolkien because that movie came out last week, 2 weekends ago, and it was ass. So but we will
It
review
was
Booksmart.
don't see Tolkien.
Don't see Tolkien. That's our review of Tolkien. Don't see it. So
Just
yeah.
watch The Lord of the Rings. You'll be fine.
Yeah, so yeah, I actually have to go now,
Watch
so
actual book movies.
goodbye.
Peace out.